Emission. Welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day.
As a gesture of solidarity, islanders came together today to march for the rights of people affected by the hurricanes that left Rizals homeless. Religious and social leaders were part of this peaceful demonstration.
Have been affected 8 months ago, and until now, neither the national government, neither the local departmental government.
Images showing the clamor of people grieving for the situation of their fellow countrymen. Their brothers who after 8 months continue in the same condition, those present at the Solidarity March raise their voice and ask the government to be heard.
I want to share something from the depths of my heart, representing our people, Rizal people, that sharing along with the government or with the governor, that he may put some attention than more than what he's doing. We notice that he's not putting any attention to the area of the Rizal people. With this, with all respect, because we are a very good friend, but I'm not going to put friendship in this. I just have to share the heart of my heart. The people is waking up, the people is crying, and there's no way out. And they put attention with all the money that mentioned on the ear that they get to help the people. And there are only certain people is benefiting with this help.
Concerned about the beginning of the hurricane season in the Caribbean, they hope to get clear and concrete answer and prompt solutions.
Immediate action. It is raining. We know the rainy season. Hurricane is coming also. Just a hope that when it comes, there's no damage as all these two that pass damage. But take a determination to help the people the quick as possible to put on the roof and fix up the house. Many of the houses destroyed totally, and the people are living in the house in a little room, and that is indignity.
The islanders were received by members of the administration cabinet. This news agency will follow up on this news to know the answers that were obtained.
And during the afternoon of today, the bad weather reported on the island has been decreasing, although the cloudiness continues to cover the skies of the archipelago. The mar informs us of the development of the tropical wave that is crossing the Caribbean.
Tenemos efectivamente una onda tropical que se encuentra realizando paso.
We have a tropical wave passing through the archipelago, which increases the conditions with strong northeast winds with speeds between 21 and 26 knots with a swell height of 2.6 to 3 meters, and will bring a lot of random rainfall in the archipelago. For Thursday and Friday, the condition will decrease and increase again on the weekend with the passage of another tropical wave.
It is necessary to remember that the tours to the aquarium Johnny Key, swimwear stop, and diving activities in the east of the island are under the yellow flag, for which the transport of adults over 65 years old, pregnant women, people with motor disabilities is prohibited. It is also reported that tourist activities in the keys of South, Southwest, East, Southeast, and the Stingray Tour are under the red flag alert. Teleislas News will be attentive to the monitoring that the mar makes regarding change in the weather that may affect the islands.
And the Secretary of Tourism, Jonathan Tiela, reports from Costa Rica to this news agency about his agenda for the development of a strategy that seeks to implement a touristic reactivation between the cities of San Jose, Puerto Limon, and San Andres.
San Andres is presenting the country of Costa Rica in order to find strategies to obtain between the cities of San Jose, Limon, and San Andres a tourist and economic reactivation, and therefore to optimize cultural and ecological tourism. The Secretary, through a phone call, manifested what will be the agenda.
Cordial greetings to all the archipelago. I am pleased to inform you that we, the departmental government headed by Governor Everett Harkins, the Secretary of Tourism, the Chamber of Commerce of San Andres, and Mr. Jorge Mendez, are conducting a work agenda which seeks to create ties between the cities of Puerto Limon, this with the aim of reviving tourism and trade activities in the islands.
According to the Secretary, important meetings will be developed.
Within our agenda, we will have important meetings. Among them, I would like to highlight the meeting we will have tomorrow with the Colombian ambassador here in Costa Rica, Mr. Angelino Garzón. We will also have a couple of meetings with some of the mayors of several cities in the country. Among these, I highlight a very important one that we will have with the mayor of Puerto Limon, obviously a strategic city of the economic and touristic development between the cities of Limon and San Andres.
Teleislas News will be aware of the conclusion or agreements reached during these meetings.
Tourism as the main economic sector of the department continues to recover from the onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic and its restrictions. The Tourism Secretariat delivered an assessment of the occupancy of tourist accommodation in this month.
The archipelago of San Andres is one of the preferred destinations for Colombians and foreigners, a fact that has allowed the department to reactivate faster than other regions. The Secretary of Tourism, Jonathan Taylor, gave an assessment on the department occupancy rate during this month of June.
In this opportunity, I want to inform you that our destination has been increasing the number of visitors we receive month by month. So in May, we had a report of 67,500 visitors compared to the 82,686 visitors or tourists who have visited us throughout this month of June. This is obviously a remarkable increase in the entry of tourists to the island, so we are honored to be a desirable destination, and also because the actions and strategies implemented from the Tourism Secretariat are being effective.
The Secretary of Tourism emphasized that it is important for the department that the number of tourists entering the island is manageable so that the authorities can verify that all the biosecurity protocols are being followed, a task that the departmental government is carrying out through the inspection of hotels, inns, and lodges.
Today, the lobster close season has ended in our department, and we would like to inform you if there were any seizures during this period.
In an interview with this journalistic host, the Secretary of Agriculture of the department announced that officially the lobster close season in the island has ended so that traders and restaurants can start marketing the product.
This season open, and well, really we having a control over this. Really, Secretary and the control and monitor what we have is really strict. We have articulation with all the entities that regulate this season to have some precision about what we are bringing, what they are extracting, and well, completely we final this day, so we will have a control each and every day in the port that they have to sail off.
Finally, the head of the Agriculture and Fisheries Department states that during the season, no seizures of the species was made. That is to say that the rules established during this season of spiny lobster closure were complied.
Thanks to a public opinion survey conducted in recent days to tourism service providers and in part to the community, yesterday the change for the opening date of the municipality to tourism was officially announced.
July 1st was the date chosen for the reopening of the municipality to tourism. However, after a public survey directed to tourist service providers and the community, and due to the state of the reconstruction process, it was decided that the reopening date was to be postponed.
Si bien en algún momento del año.
Although at some point during the year the mayor told the media that the 1st of July would be the opening date, this was to be based on the evaluation made in June about the reconstruction process, both of housing and tourist establishments. establishments. Therefore, based on this evaluation, we cannot open yet because we would not have enough tourist capacity installed to be able to provide a good service.
According to the Secretary, the survey had 148 responses from the community and tourist providers.
Esta encuesta tuvo como resultado.
This survey resulted in 80% of negative responses to the opening, and the index of time in which an opening could be given is for the end of this year, early in 2022, or when conditions are right for opening.
Despite the new date, the portfolio leader explained that the type of tourism that will be sought is for tourism with a purpose.
Un turismo con propósito.
A tourism with purpose, where the visitor is integrated to the reconstruction activities such as underwater and terrestrial cleaning and reforestation.
The Secretary concluded by saying that the decisions regarding this issue will be made taking into account the wishes of the community and the tourist service providers.
And this afternoon, in a meeting convened by officials of the Comptroller General's office, the Vice President of FINDETER explained the state of the reconstruction process to overseers and the community in general.
In order to clarify concerns about the new houses and repairs, in the framework of the reconstruction of Old Providence, today in the Morgan Hotel a meeting was held with several members of the community, some of them overseers, the Vice President of FINDETER and the General Controller's officials.
I would like to know why they started to construct in the houses and then they argue that there is no more materials. Those that managed it then took a communique by the mayor office with the people who will be benefited with the new houses. In my case, as in many, we were removed from the list. They say that today, 30th of June, they will turn in 14 houses. I have been calling, I have been looking for someone to show me these 14 houses.
During the meeting, the following information was revealed after questions from the community. There are 910 new houses to be built. In 40% of the cases, none of the 4 agreed typologies fit. 248 have room for the typology 2 with approximately 100 square meters. 110 lots can fit the typology 4, and in above 500, none of the typologies fit. For this reason, a 5th option is being explored. At the beginning of this broadcast, the meeting continued.
By means of an official letter, the Federation of Artisanal Fishermen officially invited the Director of the Department of Social Welfare, the Commander of the National Navy, and the Director of the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management to participate in the 3rd session of the Dialogue and Agreement Table. According to the letter, the invitation is based on the need to build a useful space for dialogue as a democratic exercise and an alternative solution to the humanitarian crisis caused by the hurricane. This would be the first time that these authorities would participate in the dialogue table between fishermen, farmers, and national government entities, since in the past the Fishermen's Federation did not accept their participation.